Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the Aussie today? So I've got the monthly view up quickly to see how the month closed off. And we can see we ended up with a bit of a range bar, a little bit of still indecision, I would say. It's not really clear cut as to who's in charge, whether the bulls or the bears are in charge. But we did bounce off the 20 moving average on the monthly. And the other thing is that this level here, which I think is pretty much our line in the sand on the Aussie. You can see this is where a lot of interaction has happened in the past, and that's pretty much where we bounced off as well. If we start drilling down to the earlier time frames, you'll see the weekly gives us a different picture. That's a very, very good signal bar, that. So we've got two signal bars here, well, three actually. So we've got this gap up and breakaway sort of engulfing bar. Then we have another engulfing bar here, and now we have a pin bar. Okay, so, by the looks of things, we are still making lower lows, which is concerning. But from a price action perspective, there is far more bullish action here than there is bearish on the weekly. So, then, are things about to change? Are we about to have a proper rally? Or are we just going to turn around and come and visit the bottom end again? So time will tell. Anyway, let's see how we can trade this this week. So we've got these two levels in between here, and the reason I've got them in is really it's the low of this week here, it's the low of this week here. Okay, so and it's pretty much the level that we bounced off at the close on Friday, or sort of stopped moving on Friday. So that to me is the area that needs to break. This bottom level here is pretty much on the lower time frames, and we'll have a look at that just now. Okay, so this top level is pretty important. And you can see the bottom level is the top of these bars here. Okay, so this is kind of the zone that I'm looking at, I've been watching. You can see we've had a grouping and a crossover. Okay, and we've run pretty much 3,000 points. So it does look extremely bullish if you look at these 3 days here. We're also above the 200 moving average. Okay, so there's a lot of bullish action. Could be a double bottom on the daily here, or it could just be a range. And I suppose the next level we're going to need to watch is this one here. Okay, so first we'll have to break through here, and then this is the level we need to watch. So let's just start moving down the lower time frames. Now you can see how the Bollinger's opened up, and we are pretty much breaking through the top. 5 moving averages pointing to the upside. I mean, this is a very strong upward move at the moment. Okay, now I think it's a holiday in China today, or it was a holiday yesterday, and I don't see 10 cent moving at the moment, so I'm assuming it's a holiday today. So anyway, that may mean that we've got a little bit of subdued price action today. Let's get down to the hour so we can see what we need to look at. So if we have a look at the price action at this stage, the hour has a bit of a wedge forming here. Okay, and we're also moving away from the Bollinger Bands here. So there could very well be a retracement. You can see how the oscillators are grouped to the top as well. So we could very well have a bit of a sell-off to come and test this 200 moving average here. That would be a 1,000-point trade if that did happen. Okay, we closed pretty much this daily gap. We've closed this daily gap, and we pretty much closed this gap as well. So there's no other magnets at the top apart from this double top. Okay, top of range. So I would I would expect that we have some kind of a pullback. Okay, maybe wrong. It may just drop slightly and then continue up to the upside. This has been a strong move. It may just consolidate move, but what I'm looking for is at least a retest of this breakout here. Okay, so this level that we're at here, this is what 512, 51250 area is pretty much what we're looking for. Okay, so that's kind of would be first price for me for an entry long. Let's just get down to a lower time frame, see exactly what's cooking. So at this stage, you can see everything's bullish. I mean, you can see we're staying above the 20 moving average on the 12 minute, and everything's pretty much bullish. So there's actually no reason to get out of this trade at the moment if you were still sitting long. But I do suspect we have some kind of a pullback, and I really would like to see us visit this level here. So pretty much a 450, 460 pip pullback before we consolidate and then continue on the strong move up. Okay, so that's kind of my play today. A little bit cautious to the upside at the moment because we are overextended, and we're pretty much overextended on the 4 hour is still fine, but the 1 hour we are overextended. So I would really expect us to consolidate, break this wedge, and I would assume that the wedge target, yeah, you see the wedge target will be a retest of this this breakout. So that's kind of the area I want to wait for longs. If we do sort of gap down or start moving to the downside, it would be worthwhile a little scalp. But when I say little scalp, I mean little scalp. Very tight stop, and you're looking to target this area here. And before we go, just make sure that there's no... Okay, there is a breakout there. And that one was tested, so this would be the next one. So if this level gives, then you can pretty much expect a stronger move down to the 200 moving average to start with, then this inside bar over here, and then obviously the bottom and then the close of this gap. Okay, so yeah, be careful. I would assume short would be the first play, and but that short, in my eyes, is going to really find some resistance at this level. If this does give, then you've got this bottom level to look for. And I mean, if that does happen, we've got another 1,000-point play to the downside. Okay, lastly, before we leave, just get Fibonacci on here to see what's going on. And you can see the gap close would be the 61.8. So that would definitely be, if we break that level and that level, then that gap closes on. Okay. And then the last thing that we want to do is just have a look at how the closing range break played out. So we just use the Fibonacci tool here, and what we're looking for is the last hour of trading on on Thursday, to see how that played out. So we basically gapped up above the breakout target. We hit target 2, we hit target 3, we hit target 4, and if I had target 5 in place, target 5 would have been hit as well. So that pretty much played out as expected, and what we're looking for today is something similar. And let's drag this across here. And where's our bottom line? Okay, so that must go there, and that must go on the top. Okay, so if we look at the closing range breakout strategy, you can see the breakout target would be the underside here. Target 2 would be pretty much the first target that we're looking for. So open and a break below the range, obviously this is the area we're going to target, and an open a break above the range, we're going to be looking for 52,000 as the level. And 52,000 has been a level that's been pretty important throughout last month. Okay, anyway, that's my play for today. I hope it helps. Keep those stops tight and enjoy the day. I'll catch up with you later. Cheers, man.